I'm Teresa Pride. I am the founder and soul body doctor for My Heal Code.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I am founder and owner of Sarah Byrne Photography.
I'm Naomi Fox-Reyna, and I am a light-filled astrologer. I started working with Janelle as my business coach, and it has been absolutely amazing.
I support postpartum professionals and supporting women.
Hi, I'm Stacy. I own Stellar Lifestyle Management. I'm a visibility strategist.
My name is Mia Francis Poulin, and I am the owner and CEO of RNA Creative Company, which is a digital marketing agency for female-focused businesses looking to launch new digital products in their business.
So Mia, in the 6 weeks that we've been working together, what has happened in your business?
Oh my gosh, total 180 from where I started, to say it lightly. So in the very recent past, I've just closed a multi-six-figure deal that I would never have gotten because I would not have had the confidence or just even the gumption to even go after something like this. But I closed a multi-six-figure deal with a huge company, a household name, and that is absolutely life-changing. It's the most amount I've ever made in my business, but it's also the most that I've ever gotten in one period of time just in my life. So yeah, it's transformative. That's the best way I can explain it.
I will have to say Janelle is one of my favorite human beings ever. And the work that I have been doing and like just witnessing the transformation that has occurred within me, like every step of the way. I mean, I look back at what my business was just a couple of years ago. I was actually sharing with the sisterhood recently, like going through old bank statements that I had found of like where the end of month balance was $100 or $200, right? And looking back thinking, oh my gosh, like there's so many more zeros at the end of that today, like multiple, like I was there and now I'm here. And that is because there's this double component. There's obviously the strategy approach that's really important, but the strategy approach that with me, that's based on my, the way I function, the way I operate, what's going on in my body, what feels good for me as a human and as a person and as a business owner. And so being able to have those strategies from that place within me has been obviously very transformative. So as a mother of four, as a wife, as a business owner, like just having a life that I want to live, that's my vacation, right? Like it's a dream.
I hired Janelle last year, well, a year and a half ago as a business coach, and she helped me really walk through some huge transformations in my business, specifically with myself as a business owner. And this was something that she was launching as a mastermind to get people that she had worked with previously and to get really a group together that of like-minded women that have similar interests and similar goals in their business together, and it's been amazing. I've been in business for 4.5 years, and I've been a part of several different communities and groups. And what was so attractive about the Six-Figure Sisterhood to me was the specificity of what you could get out of it. So the community is really aligned on a certain income level in your business. That I've really witnessed in the community that Janelle has created is just this really strong connection between intuition and energy and really that emotional feminine side of that, you know, that we all have, but that women particularly have, and how to use that in your business to create more success. And that's not something that I've really been able to find that's not out there or a little woo for me. I'm a very logical person, and Janelle has done an amazing job at really finding and positioning that bridge to where I feel a lot more confident in that journey in my business as well, because it is part of it and it is important.
I joined the Six-Figure Sisterhood because I had already been working with Janelle in her quantum business school and the quantum sisterhood, and it was just a natural progression for me to move forward. for the next layer, and I'm so glad I did. My business has been growing with her throughout these different levels that she has. And I also knew that whoever she brought into this container was going to be amazing. These women are so powerful and so just wonderful to be around and network with and bounce ideas off of. I am so glad that I'm part of this mastermind. I have worked with other coaches before, and I gained beautiful things from each one. But I was starting to go through an identity change. I was starting to go through a phase of which I wanted to shed a little bit the traditional ways of doing things and move into things that were a little bit more non-traditional. And so it wasn't until I felt ready to embark on that journey that I reached out to her and said, I need to do this.
I love how wonderfully Janelle marries strategy, because she is a business genius. Like, I don't say that lightly. She's a business genius. And yet that genius would feel like stagnant and stale and just tired if she didn't also bring the soul into it, and the intuition and the emotion.
I am the founder and CEO of Powerhouse Pageantry, and we're a 3.5-year-old company that started out of really my heart of previously being a Miss Nebraska competitor in the Miss America organization, and as the first real female entrepreneur in my family to prove to myself that I could do it, and kind of shatter some glass ceilings that I even had, I think, over myself. And also just, I think, realizing that I was wasting time on so many things I didn't need to. You have a special gift and anointing for helping people to really make things make sense in a linear fashion, to where it's like, okay, Mondays are podcast day, and this day we do this, and this day we coach. I remember you showed me even just like now I work hardcore Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, I will work 12 hours a day if I have to, but that works for me. And then Fridays I can run errands, and Mondays I can do ministry stuff, or focus on coffee dates with people. And I feel like I have my life back. We ended up making as much money in July than I did all of last year. And so it was just incredible to prove to myself what was possible and to just shatter every expectation.
I know lots of business coaches in my line of work, and so many of them are incredible, but to find one that I feel like I can learn from and that also gears her coaching and her support while incorporating astrology and human design is priceless. There are great coaches out there, but if they're not giving tailor-made advice and putting together plans that work for the individual that they're actually working with, it just simply will not come together for that person. I say all the time that I need me for me, and I feel like Janelle is that, which is pretty incredible.
This group of women that I was able to connect with was just a whole value in and of itself, but working with you has been huge. And it was the largest investment that I've ever made, really, in anything. And, talked about it with my sweet husband and everything. And I was like, so this is what I'm thinking about doing. And he just was like, oh, that's a whole other world than what I'm used to. And his comment was, well, if you think you can make that back within a year, I think it's a good investment. And I just laughed at him, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but I have every confidence that I will be able to make this back within way less than a year. Yeah. And it ended up being, I doubled the investment that I made in you directly because of working with you within 8 weeks. You being able to coach me as a projector was vital, because I was noticing all the invitations that were coming about. And I was noticing this and I was noticing that, but you were able to be like, hey, you're repeatedly being invited to certify astrologers. Now I'm so deeply satisfied with stepping into things at this level of certifying astrologers. My first cohort had 16 people that signed up very quickly. We filled up in less than half the time of what I had expected for creating signups. So a lot of people were like, wait, it's full? I wanted to sign up. So I'm already enrolling for my second cohort of the Light-Filled Elemental Astrology certification. And it's filling up very quickly again, even though it's not starting for months, because this is so true to what I need to be doing.
I joined the Six Figure Sisterhood because I wanted to up-level my branding photography. I'm a brand photographer, and I really wanted to create an experience for my clients and push me to that level of 6 figures. Janelle really knows how to create and cultivate an experience. She is so good at creating an atmosphere that is welcoming, and the women that she has in her group are so supportive and loving, and everyone just gets lifted up every day. It's been incredible. She's so smart. She is a learner. She creates so many things personally for you. Each and every person in her group owns a different business, and she learns about you, and she plans and prepares, and you end your meetings just knowing what to do next, and just, it doesn't end there. I've had so many times where I've been in groups that this was wonderful, but now what? And with her, there's no now what. There is go, and you go.
So I recently closed a contract that is worth just about $40,000 for this year from one client alone. Never made a big investment in my business before. A lot of things is more just my time. And so making this one big investment, especially at the time, seemed huge. And also I felt at the time that I was taking money away from my family to invest in what was just my business. And so that was something that was hard to get over at the time. Even though now I look back and I'm like, that's not how that works. Investing in yourself and trying to make changes to make your life easier, anything that's gonna help my business make more money can help my family, and also trying to get out of the bad habits of working in front of my kids because I had work that was urgent. And those things that I was doing, that wasn't helping my family. And so making that bigger investment in myself and my business is good for everyone. That helps my kids, my husband, that helps me out. And also making that big investment did kind of make me try a little bit harder, because kind of put a little bit of fire underneath me, because now I really had to make it work. I had to prove to my husband that this was a good investment and prove to myself.
This business started because I decided I was going to go back to school and finish my degree, get my bachelor's degree. And I needed to support myself while doing so. Couldn't just not work, having a husband and a son. So I just took on a few clients and essentially tried it out for about 6 months before I decided this was going to go. And I actually hired Janelle for the first time in that first few months because I needed to figure out how I was going to do school, do wife, do mom, and do business owner, and provide bookkeeping for all these few clients that I had. And I needed to do all of that together. Kind of worked on and off being in the powerhouse and everything. And then, Six-Figure Sisterhood, when that was launching, I knew it was time to work with her again. And she launched that and it's perfect. And then going into Elite was a no-brainer. Just the experience, the sisterhood, the being able to talk to other sisters, bounce ideas off. I do have, a few business owner friends. I've got clients, of course, that are like friends that I can always talk to, but sometimes it just, you don't really want everybody in your life knowing what's going on. So having the sisterhood is that support network. It's just, you can go in and ask anything, or hey, I needed support on this, or hey, I've got this question about that. And you're gonna get really sound feedback and support and no judgment.
It's been about a year since I've started working with Janelle. I was at the point where it was all hustle and grind. And I started this business almost 4 years ago because I wanted to be home with my family and I wanted to raise my son. I wanted to get away from that grind that I was doing because I wanted to be able to raise my child, and I ended up in that grind. And so I was looking for some way to learn how to scale the business, learn how to bring on help and do, those kinds of things that help me so not everything's on my shoulders. Not only that, but it was affecting my relationship with my partner as well. And I wasn't the mom that I wanted to be because of it, because I was constantly working. I was stressed out because I was dealing with so many clients. and all that stuff. And so I went to seek out a business coach, and I talked to a couple different business coaches, and I wasn't 100% about it, but Janelle seemed like she really cared about me as a person, not just how much money I can pay her, which was big for me. And I'll tell you a little story about what happened. Was the first time we talked, I was not sold right away, because I told you I was looking at other ones, and we had a meeting to set up to talk again. And at that point I was like, no, I'm just not gonna do it. Like, I'm just gonna scrap it. And so her response to me was, that's totally fine, but I'd still like to have our call, because there were some things that you said on our last call that kind of worry me a little bit, and I wanted to make sure you were okay. She literally was like, here's my number, call me anytime before 6. I really want to talk to you. And honestly, that alone, I was sold.
Yeah.
Because I felt like she cared. And that's something that none of the other people I had talked to really seems like they did. They barely checked in with me at all, like as a follow-up. And here Janelle like took the time and, like cares about you as a person, not just, that's why I started working with Janelle.
Oh, wow.
She's a totally different type of person. And she continues to do that. She checks in on me. She, with our the group Voxer chats, she's always like checking in with all of us. Like, she continues. That is her nature. That is who she is. And that's important.